How are people able to just have sex with anyone so quickly? We're animals. For the vast majority, it's instinct. We allow our brains to mitigate those instincts. Sex is natural. Find someone you trust and are attracted to and openly communicate your hang-ups if you're just wanting to get it over with. Someone willing to take you to orgasm, accepting you naked, trusting you to take them naked and try to take them to orgasm is a thing that is animalistic, but also human. Providing you are two humans who are on the same page. Never being deceitful. Just being on the level that you want to get each other off. I never coerced. I'm older now. Married. Not my thing anymore, obviously. But as a horny young dude back in the days. Yeah. That. Edited a word. For me it was only possible because of alcohol. I had to be drunk. Are you male or female? Well, the truth is the first time is honestly supposed to be an experience. I lost it to someone who was deeply meaningful to me, and I suggest you wait till that happens. Once I was in several relationships. I was much more open and experienced. I no longer had any hang-ups about it. You realize on some level it's just like any other activity. You learn to find who you vibe with very quickly. You'll know within minutes of meeting someone if you find them attractive enough. Chemistry is quick to identify. You aren't looking for your next life partner when you hook up with someone quickly. And my instincts are rarely wrong. It's a primal thing. So the key is do it first with someone you love. Have a bunch of relationships and then maybe one day you'll find that sex is pretty chill thing to do. Of course it makes sense you are anxious about something you have never done before. In my experience, I feel like a good portion of casual sexual encounters are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Which means you are much more comfortable with less inhibitions. Plus you usually don't see the other person again, so who cares what they think about your body? Like it's not a worry in the moment knowing because you don't care about the person. All mammals have sex. It's sorta just instinct and hormones take over. Just part of life. Once you realize no one is perfect and everyone has sex, it's less intimidating. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So, let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel, The Bad Touch by Bloodhound Gang. It has a lot to do with a physical attraction and just letting go of inhibitions to act on that attraction. I've had more casual sex partners than actual relationships. I almost prefer casual sex because it is low stakes. I don't ever have to talk to you again if I decide I'm not into it anymore. It doesn't run the risk of tainting relationships if anything goes wrong. Being with someone I don't deeply care about makes me more bold. I will ask for and do things I might otherwise feel embarrassed about because I have to see that person outside of the bedroom. The judgment is lessened because that person's opinion matters far less. The variety is also a great way to learn what you do and don't like. It's just really freeing to know that this person's opinion matters very little. Our demisexual would like to have a word. My country has a hookup culture. So it's usually sex that leads to the relationship. Go out to house parties or bars in groups of friends, meet new people, maybe you drink with that group a few times, or even just first meeting and two people will gravitate toward each other. Wake up hungover in bed together and then go from there. Seems to be how me and all my friends go about it. Not necessarily going out and looking for it or expecting it. Just going out and seeing what happens. Different views. I am not interested in sex if there's no emotional connection or trust. Casual sex is just so fake and superficial. Their minds aren't made up the same way you made yours up. Some people see sex as a thing of itself, while others see sex as an expression of other qualities, such as intimacy and affection, etc. Once you are part of a scene, it is easier to find the scene. For me, alcohol. For me, anonymity of casual relationships or lack of emotional ties that exist in those encounters is much easier than having sex in a committed long-term relationship. For me, some of the best sex I have had was through flings or casual relationships. It was consensual, of course, fun, freeing, and with no worries or strings attached. No stresses over shared finances if we get into a mutual argument about deep, convoluted feelings. Just sex and maybe a friendly banter about life topics, extremely cathartic. And if it doesn't end up fulfilling, moving on is much easier. Sadly, some of the worst and most stressful sex I have had has been in long-term relationships. It feels judgmental for me and not a free space to be myself. Then, if something goes wrong, that issue might simmer in the relationship for years. Resentment builds and then appeasement begins. For example, if you have a casual encounter with an individual who is kind but has an off-putting smell, you can move on. With a relationship, it's much harder to do. You may not tell your partner for months, even years, because you love them and don't want to hurt their feelings. Then resentment can build because you have to sacrifice your needs because you aren't comfortable. It's awful. I'm going through it right now in my 2-year relationship. And I want out so badly because of it. I crave being single again because it means I can explore and feel less judged sexually, and it feels more fulfilling needs-wise. Plus, I wouldn't feel bound down or obligated to stick around if my needs aren't being met, like I have had to do in my current relationship. For me, sex has no attachment to my emotions. It's more of a primitive thing. I leave my emotions out of it and focus purely on the physical. That being said, there is also a more emotionally connected sex that's on a different level than just physical sex. Either or both are perfectly okay to want, need, because it's fun. Bottom line is, I'm horny smile with horns. They know what they want. Combo of being really horny and ready to risk a quick rejection. Alcohol and hormones.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.